Hello, this is Terry Norrington from Kuunganisha Ministries, and we finish our sort of study of the Gospel of John, chapter 2, with the final three verses, 23 to 25. Jesus know what is in man. Now, while he was in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, many people saw the signs he was performing and believed in him. But Jesus would not entrust himself to them, for he knew all people. He did not need any testimony about mankind, for he knew what was in each person. So, a very short passage to end the study of this chapter, but one that really makes us examine our hearts and where we are spiritually. Jesus spent the time of the Passover festival in Jerusalem. So, just a quick recap: the Passover was a Jewish celebration of the time that Israel escaped Egypt. In one night, God killed all firstborn of the people and livestock of the land. But if blood of the sacrificial lamb had been painted on the doorposts of the Jewish homes, then God passed over that house. So Jesus was in Jerusalem for this festival, and many people witnessed the signs and wonders that he was performing, and they believed. But what did they believe? Was it that he was the Messiah, come to relieve them from the oppression of their Roman rulers? Jesus was indeed the Messiah, but he had come to save people from the oppression of their sin. But nobody would have understood that. So he did not entrust himself to them because their beliefs and thus their motives would have been wrong. He knew what it was in their hearts. And Jesus knows what is in our hearts too. These people believed he was the Messiah because they had seen signs and wonders. But we shall see later in the Gospel of John that Jesus says to the doubting Thomas, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." Do we believe even though we haven't seen? Jesus knows how much faith we have. He knows if we have doubts in our hearts. And I'm sure many of us have seen some signs and dare I say miracles. It may be supernatural healing. It may be supernaturally being helped out of impossible situations. Whatever the signs may have been, we have experienced his effect on our lives. Excuse me. And yet, the next time we are in crisis, do we still have doubts that Jesus will guide us out to the other end? I'm guessing that the answer is yes, we do have doubts. Jesus knows how great is our faith. He also knows our sins too, and so does Satan. He knows our weaknesses and plays on them. If our love for Jesus is greater than the pleasure gained from giving in to Satan, then we won't succumb to temptation. Jesus knows the battles we have with the enemy, but he needs us to depend on him. Jesus overcame Satan during his 40 days in the wilderness, and Jesus can overcome Satan again for us. He knows if we can trust him.